Hello guys and welcome to another comparison. Today we are going to compare two of the most basic IEMs from QKC that I've tried. The QKC AK6 and the QKC CK10. So let's start. And well, before we get started, as always guys, if you like my content, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Also, if you have any kind of question, comment, feedback or whatever, leave a comment down below. I answer them all and also give you hearts. And also I should mention, thank you so much for the recent support in my channel. We are over 50 subscribers now, and for me that's a great number. I know that is small compared to other channels, but for me it really means a lot. So without further ado, let's get started. So on my left I have the AK6 and on the right I have the CK10s. So a quick summary, if you don't want to watch the whole video, I understand. The AK6 have a better sound quality. I'm going to go now more in depth as to why, but if you wanted a summary, get the AK6 if you want a clearer sound for a very low price. And now going more in depth, let's talk about the highs first. Well, the highs on the AK6 are more resolved, better extended, and have more detail. They are also more present in the mix, while in the CK10s are not recessed, but they aren't super present in the mix. You can definitely hear them, but they are shadowed by the super bass on this. Like, it's one of the craziest bass I've heard. So again, the highs on the CK10s is not like they are the worst that I've heard, but the highs are not as well presented. They are, again, I don't think they are recessed, but they are eaten by the bass. So if these aren't super particularly bright, these aren't also super bright, but in a vacuum these are better. These have better highs. And well, now for the mids. So the mids on the AK6 are definitely better. They are, I would say, a little bit recessed, more recessed than I would like, but they are acceptable for the price. Both of these IEMs are around $5, I think. So I mean, they are good for the price, but the mids on these are better. A little bit more detail, more extension, better presented, well controlled. It's like they are in their own bubble, you know. They aren't like attacked by the highs or the bass. But the mids on the CK10s are again nothing special, but they aren't the worst that I've heard. They are recessed, not crazy recessed, but yeah, they are recessed. They don't have a lot of detail. Also, they feel a little bit brittle, I would say, you know. And the bass bleeds into the mids, so you know there is not a lot of cohesion in the overall sound stage. Instrument separation is not great on this. On this is, I would say, above average for the price, but yeah, instrument separation is not the greatest because of that bass. And now for the juiciest part of this comparison, the bass. I think that I'm going to get a little bit of hate, and I understand, but I prefer the bass on the CK10s, mainly because it is one of the craziest bass that I've heard for under $10. That's it. It's a very deep bass. The overall sound signature on this is super warm and dark. So if I have to describe the sound using textures, I would say that the sound on the AK6 is that of wood, you know. It's smooth, it's, you know, kind of cold, but on this I would say that it's kind of a velvety kind of sound signature. It's really warm, it's really soft. If you are particularly let's say, if you are particularly sensitive to very bright sound signatures, I think you would like this. And again, don't take this as, you know, a serious review or anything like that. I'm not saying that these are better than, let's say, the Blondes 03 or the 3s are better than the BK4s. No, take this comparison in a vacuum, as if these two were the only IEMs available. Super crazy bass, super deep, very nice accentuation in the It's not like a general bass elevation. I think that is a nice situation in the, again, mid bass and sub bass. While in this, the bass is more controlled. It's a little bit, let's say, toned down. It's again a bassy IEM, but if you are truly a basshead, you will love this. I mean, you are sacrificing some clarity, some cohesion in the soundstage. These are like baby VK4s. I've said that before. That rhymed. But again, if you're looking for a very fun sound signature, and you aren't that worried for, you know, detail, soundstage, imaging, and all of that, get the CK10s. But if you prefer some more, let's say, quality in the overall sound signature, get the AK6. And well, now let's talk about build quality, starting with the AK6. Let me focus it. And well, this is the build quality of the AK6. As you can see, a very nice green color. You can see the dynamic driver there. This is not a removable cable, which is a shame, but for $5 you can ask more. It has preformed hero hooks, very soft, and the cable is not the greatest, but I would say that is acceptable for the price. You have a short clip, your inline control with some volume control, and the mic. And I will end the mic sounds like this.
This is the quality of the mic on the AK6.
I would say pretty average. And the cable is not braided, nor weaved. I think that is a very it's texturized. It's a, I would say, very silicone feeling cable. It's okay for the price, and it ends in the straight plug. And this is the CK10, which is one of my favorite builds for under $10. It has a very bizarre form, as you can see. It kind of reminds me to the CK8, but with an extra driver. So funny enough, this is the IEM with the most drivers that I own, which is funny because this is under $10. But anyways, you have here two dynamic drivers and one big dynamic driver on the back, and the grill vent, whatever you want to call it. The ear tips are the same, doesn't change. Here, I would, again, this looks like a removable cable, even like an MMCX connector, but no, it's just fixed cable. Here you have this very nice weave. Here is the mic, again, mic test.
And this is the mic quality for the CK10.
Again, pretty average. I don't use mics that often, so for people that are interested in the mic quality, there it is. The cable reminds me a lot to the KC cable. Again, a very nice weave. Here you have the splitter, fork, whatever you want to call it. And I mentioned this in my review of the CK10s. The distance between the fork, splitter, whatever you want to call it, and the IEMs is pretty long. And here you have this nice braiding that again reminds me a lot to the KC cable. It is a very nice cable. It's not particularly soft, but it's a straight cable. I don't like cables that keep their shape. And again, you end up in a straight plug, which looks pretty nice. And well, I would say that both IEMs have a pretty average build quality for $5, but definitely the CK10s have a better build quality than the AK6, mainly because that cable, that's just a nice cable, really, very nice. And I'm sure that some crazy guy out there has already done an MMCX mod for this, or a 2-pin mod for that. And now for a new kind of test for IEMs, which is the gaming test. Both of these are great for gaming, but I find the AK6 a little bit too fatiguing for me, mainly because it is a braided sound signature, and I played a lot of Call of Duty Mobile, so you know, hearing gunshots constantly is kind of fatiguing for my ears because I'm sensitive to high-pitched sounds and all of that, while the CK10s are more comfortable because they don't fatigue my ears as much. These aren't very accurate, let's say. You can definitely hear footsteps and all of that, But if you want accuracy for, you know, serious gaming time, get the AK6. But if you are like me and you are a more casual gamer that doesn't care much about, you know, getting the most amount of kills and all of that, and you just want to have fun, get the CK10s. Both are great, but again, more fatiguing, more accurate, less fatiguing, less accurate. And well, guys, that would be pretty much it. A general recommendation for both of these IEMs is that if you can, get some whiteboard ear tips, because it might not look like much, but believe me, some whiteboard ear tips are going to widen the soundstage quite a bit and tame the low end. You might have some fit problems, but overall, this would be my own recommendation if you want to get this, because these tame the bass a lot. So that will be pretty much it, guys. Again, if you have any kind of comment or you want me to compare whichever of these to another IEM, let me know, please. And as always, I will have links in my description to the official QKC shop on AliExpress if you want to buy them there. And if you're interested in getting them, also we'll have a link for some whiteboard ear tips. These are my favorites. And well, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next review, comparison, or whatever I want to do. Goodbye.